our first speaker, when I first met Frank, it was 2019, 2018, 18 I think, and so he's from Philadelphia, and I was really just kind of, I think you were the first company that I found that was specializing in contact center AI solutions, and I was just kind of like madly excited that this thing that I was thinking about, there was already companies doing it. And so I met Frank, and I was calling him the Fresh Prince of AI because of the Philadelphia connection. And the first time he ever appeared on VUX World, I actually did a rap, didn't I?
The bars were ridiculous.
It was. The bars I was dropping was intense. I basically redid the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme tune, and I kind of wrote a new rap for Frank. And so since then, me and Frank, you know, we speak regularly. I've been following the Speakeasy journey. It's been absolutely remarkable. And a few weeks back, Speakeasy was acquired by Verint, and the plans for Speakeasy at Verint is going to be absolutely unreal. It's going to be game-changing. And so let's welcome Frank Schneider, AI evangelist, now at Verint. And also, because Frank has actually been on the VUX World podcast 4 times, usually if you've been on 3 times, for the hat trick, you get a hat. But you've been on 4 times, so it's a little bit delayed, and apologies for that, but there you are.
I get the golden sombrero.
You get the golden sombrero. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? So I'm going to come down from this because I feel weird up here. If you're filming, can I come down? Is that okay? No? All right, never mind, I'll stay up here. So thank you so much for coming. Yeah, my headshot is pre-pandemic, as you can tell. Nice to have you all here. Listen, I'm going to start with power to the practitioners. If you're a practitioner, if you're someone, no offense to the vendors, if you're someone in this space who has actually deployed a conversational AI solution, can I get a hand just to see what the room looks like? I hope there's a lot of practitioners. So I've been in this space since 2012-ish. And whether or not you worked with a company I consulted with, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your vision. I am so grateful for what you all are trying to do in this market. Oftentimes in the conversational AI space, a vendor starts with apologies. It's such a weird market. It starts with, hey, this is why your chatbot sucks. This is why it failed. Come talk to us. Do you have a chatbot that it's like love it or list it? You know, it's kind of like, we're going to come in and we're going to give you this wonderful renovation. And I'm sure it's fatiguing for some of you, but keep doing what you're doing. Keep driving the market. Keep holding us accountable. So what I'm going to do today is walk you through a use case for a large hospitality brand, a large hotel brand, to try to give you some value snacks, little snack bites of things that have worked for them. And I don't want to talk the whole time, so please interrupt me. It's kind of hard because I'm up here. I was going to walk around like Phil Donahue. I'm going to date myself and or Oprah and try to get you to talk, but it doesn't seem like that's going to work. So let me get the clicker. So look, it's a new logo for us. Still getting used to that. You know, our mantra is simply AI support your customers will love. And that might sound fanciful, but if you're doing AI right, you're not containing and deflecting and just keeping them from a human. You're actually reducing friction in their journey, right? You're actually trying to get them to a solution. There's a lot of AI practices that are sort of the last 5 years, let's do templates. Let's do templates based on verticals as far as how to handle customers. And I'm proud to see the industry move towards templates around use case. Companies like VoiceFlow, love you guys. Love what you guys are doing. Let's design conversations. Let's get people to the right outcome, agnostic of channel. So it's about these memorable experiences, right, in hospitality, immediate fulfillment, anytime, in real time, anywhere, you know, memorable personalized moments and ongoing value. It's not, in 2012, it was, can we build a system with 6,000 intents and 12,000 alternates that no matter what, we're going to surface an article or tell them to go to this page on the website. Whew. Like, no, let's not do that anymore. Let's try to get to quick wins. Let's try to collect some information and reduce experience. So where is this hospitality brand now? With their digital concierge, right, which is their fancy, what people used to call a chatbot. I just found this stat really interesting. So when people, this is where they are now, when people come to engage with the digital concierge, they've already used site. So let's pretend it's Hyatt. You're about to book a room here, and you come to interact with the IVA, the chatbot, the digital concierge, whatever you want to talk to it, you've already almost booked. Well, it's pretty intuitive to book a room. So obviously, if you've come to the digital concierge at that point, you've already tried to self-serve, okay? And glory me, you haven't called, right? So you haven't cost me $12 or whatever it's going to cost, and you want some resolution. Now, at the end of the day, customers want to do like 5 things. They want to buy something or enroll or sign up for something. They want to use it. They want to enjoy it, right? They want to pay for it. They actually do want to pay you. They want to report a problem and fix it. And then they want to cancel, or they want to end it, or they want to use it. And that's pretty much everything. And no matter what vertical, it's a definition of that. So here, someone's trying to book or modify or enjoy a reservation. And the key to the success for this hotel brand is not just the conversational interface, but it's having access to every API imaginable and actually opening it up to say, hey, when you came to us, really what you wanted was a cot. And it's not intuitive to ask for a rollaway bed. And that has to be conversational, right? In that little widget of what you're clicking down and selecting, a lot of times that's not a room preference. So you need to say, hey, I've booked at the Holiday Inn next week, but I want to have a rollaway bed. How do I get that? So the snack bites of current value that they're seeing right now, before I go back to square one, is that automated reservations in this digital concierge, before I get to the voice, doubled. So they're booking rooms with the conversational AI. Why is conversational AI booking when they're on the hotel booking page? Seems counterintuitive. Well, it's because there's friction elements or confusion or questions, things that maybe would have escalated to live chat. But when the conversational AI is a rich experience and designed around that journey of booking, then you're actually able to automate those. We're doing things like adding past stay to billing issues flows. So let's talk about your past stay and what's wrong and why you have that billing issue. Credit card authorizations, hotel information, amenities, right? In the hospitality world, think about Orbitz, think about Travelocity. There's so much available in APIs related to what's at a property that if you open up those APIs with conversational AI, suddenly you can say, hey, do you have a pool? And is it near the elevator? Or is it outdoor? Is it heated? And do my kids need to bring a towel? And all of that can be offered up. New res tripled. Issues now deflecting. I hate to use the word deflect, but Wi-Fi issues deflecting at 15% is lovely. And it's funny, if you notice, we're not saying like 80% because we're actually trying to solve it. So, we could make it 80% if we wanted to. We just want to say, call the front desk, right? And it's over. But we're actually trying to solve the Wi-Fi issue. So where did they start when they got there? And this is a technical graph that's very important to adhere to. Just listen to your customers and reduce friction instead of relying on what you know. And I would say, besides talking to your customers, talk to your contact center agents. So the way they began, and it's coming up kind of small, is what we call a listening phase. So again, not pre-building with thousands or hundreds of intents, but getting out in front of the customers with your conversational AI solution and tuning based on what you're seeing happening, whether it's in a voice channel or in a digital channel. So all the practitioners, you know what your top 10 intent hits are already. You know what those 5 categories, you know what the 20 or so issues, you need to get better at doing them. Like, we're not gonna insult your intelligence, but what we're gonna do is say, while we're listening, which things can we solve and where can we head? So this hotel brand deployed with not a lot of pre-built intents and just some conversation designs to get people to the right channels based on topics. And then as we're escalating to these different channels, uncovering the opportunities to improve things. The first 2 opportunities they found were, 1, no one should speak to a human to get a copy of their invoice, because that's actually not good for the guest or for the brand. So automating that, you can guess, was probably easy. It may be something that IVRs have been doing in the past, but what's different is being able to understand who you are, where you came from, did you first interact digitally, and being able to understand all the nuanced ways. I have a horrible Philadelphia accent, as you can tell, so I say things like water, and being able to sort of navigate and understand the different ways you might talk about that folio. Because folio, like from a knowledge management system, I never use the word folio unless I talk about this brand. So, and then case notes was an example of, okay, now we found, hey, sometimes actually it's not as simple as sending them a copy of the folio. And the IVR, which wasn't that smart, IVR never promised smart, It said interactive. It never said intelligent. So that's on us. And it is interactive, and it can maybe send you a folio request. But can it walk you down a path of disambiguation and conversation where it can get to, hey, this is actually a specific type of reservation where only the property can help you. Only the people at the front desk can help you. And in that case, the AI really needs a human. So let's collect all that data, let's reduce that friction, and then let's write into the CRM with transcription, hey, follow up on this front desk person when you get in tomorrow, because the water was supposed to be free, you gave them the amenity coupon because they were platinum whatever, and then you charged them $12 for the water. Like, please fix that. You love that I said water 4 times there. So with that voice-first approach, and later on, this brand and some other brands are going to speak about digital transformation having always secretly been about voice, because back when everyone was digitally transforming, it was, well, how does the ROI come? Well, now we have this magic web page and app. Now no one calls us, right? Everyone still called you. So it was something that needed to be meshed together, and now the technology can finally do it. Some recommendations that the brand would give everyone is conversational design. That's why I shout out to VoiceFlow again. I feel like I'm promoting you guys too much. Versus predefined decision tree path. Maintaining engagement across channels, right, is obvious. Now that's actually possible. Passing the context and conversation details to allow for continuation, and let people go back to the AI, right? Let people go back and forth and just give some messaging and some iconography to let them know. And here's a launch for the brand for the digital concierge. And you can see that it's me going through a booking, trying to find some information on my reservation, and then collecting some data about me, and then getting to the human and actually using that. Customers don't think about channels. The customers don't think about omni-channel, multi-channel. They just think about getting stuff done. You can replace the S word. So an intuitive conversational AI approach allows this brand to, you're in Google Maps and you're trying to find a property. And if you're set up properly, you can chat right from there and then say, hey, I'm looking at this property. This property is in context with Google Maps. I haven't left Google Maps. Does this hotel have a pool? And you can see the digital concierge is presenting, yep, does have an outdoor pool, but it's unheated, which probably wouldn't be good right now. And then I want a room close to the pool. There's no reason to try to force that if you can't handle it. Maybe we'll get there as we learn the customer behavior and we design these conversational experiences. But for right now, we've already reduced friction. We've maybe reduced handle time. Maybe we've allowed them to come back. We've inspired confidence in the channel. We've used the conversational AI. Now let's get it to an agent. When it comes over to an agent, it's, hey, it's Frank. He's a diamond or whatever kind of classification I have, and I want a room close to the pool. I'm taking too long already. So measure what matters. Accuracy was fun in 2012, and if we're trying to pass the Turing test with AI, that's one thing. If you're a contact center executive trying to get some results, let's really focus on customer, this brand customer experience and customer journey outcomes, rather than solving for every edge use case. Be aware and actually empower customers with a channel mix and preference. And what Verint, my new company or my new family would say is the engagement capacity gap. Like, we're all dealing with labor calculus, work from home, different limiting elements in our technology stack. And it's important that channel mix is not just a strategy for you all, but oftentimes it's a win-win with the customer to open up additional channels. Make sure that conversation subjects and topics are wide and vast and open and allow you to be agile and sort of react to customers and build new intents as opposed to shove them down a specific path. And it's fun to reduce friction for customer and agents, and there's some fun elements there. I'm going to stop there for a moment because I've spoken too long, and it's like 10 minutes left. And so I was going to do visual IVR next because visual IVR was a thing people were talking about in like 2008, and it was not that great then. And now it's like what's old is new again, because now that technology has improved so much, the intent of what visual IVR was supposed to be can actually be realized now. So I don't mind using the word. So if it seems like, wait, we jumped in the DeLorean, we have, because now we actually have the stuff that we can use it. But let me stop there. Any questions or thoughts or anything from the room? And I'm sorry, I was going to do more conversation starters, but now the timer's freaking me out. So what was your last one? Question by show of hands. How many folks have conversational AI, not just in digital, but in voice. You have both spots. Okay, great. So for someone who has both, what's the number one piece of scar tissue that you got when you were trying to sort of bridge the gap? And where did you start first? Can anyone give something for the room? Because I think practitioners like to hear from practitioners. Where did you start in voice? I actually started in voice first, right? And then went digital. More often, I find that people start in digital with digital chatbot and then go to voice. But does anyone have sort of something they'd like to share with the group in that? I'll give you a hat. Not the gold one, the black one, the black one. Kane's gonna, no? All right, it's not enough coffee? All right, cool. All right, so we'll keep going to visual IVR if no one's gonna share. Man, you guys are like, they're never gonna invite me back and it's all your fault. Got my, ah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. I think it depends on where they dip their toe in the water as far as which beachhead or where you start, which is going to be the obstacle. So in my experience, if the initiative is driven by IT and it's more an exploratory, we just need AI across the board and is not driven by use cases, sometimes that's an obstacle because there's not a, here's the place where we start. If it's really fine-tuned, like, hey, we do alerts. Like, raise your hand if your brand sends SMS alerts. Anyone? A lot, right? How many of them are conversational? How many can I respond back to? Okay, so almost everyone's text messaging their customers, and usually that's a capacity issue, right? It's like we can't have every person getting a fraud alert from Chase texting us back and having a conversation. But that's where AI comes in. So sometimes it's a capacity issue, but if you start with a channel or a specific use case you're trying to drive, hey, we want to make these types of alerts engaging or interactive or conversational, that's usually when you can get buy-in. And then it's very important to be sort of, pilot, test, pivot, try again, even with your solution. And I don't mean like from a sales mechanism standpoint, I mean from a use case. Here's our hypothesis. The technology is letting us be agile. Here's what we're seeing in the contact center. Let's get it out the door. Let's get sample sizes, and let's pivot based on that, all the while not forcing customers to have a kludgy, bad experience where it's been totally interrupted and they can't get to the human. Cool. So I'll give you some more good stuff. Hopefully it's good stuff. Visual IVR. So visual IVR now, now your digital and voice can actually know what the other one is doing. The right hand knows what the left is doing, which when visual IVR originally was launched was kind of like click to call, or hey, now we're going to take the menu that was press 1 for sales and we're going to make it a digital thing and then give you a phone number. And it's a much different experience now, to the point where, I always say contact us is now contact me. Reach out to me and give me exactly what I want based on where I've been. And oftentimes people will say things like, conversational AI should be easy, fast, and intelligent. And whenever I hear the intelligent, it's really also respecting intelligence. It's no offense to the stuff we saw earlier today, but when I'm calling for a claim for fraud, whether or not the avatar kind of, makes me feel better, it's more important that I actually get to the solution, right? Respect my intelligence and get me quickly to the place I need to get to and reduce my friction. So for here, it's, again, most of these digital concierge engagements are coming from reservation in context, which I can't stress what a big deal that is. It's actually the customer was about to book and something got in their way, and conversational AI can help you understand what was it and reduce that friction and then let them book. But here, it's a phone call, so okay, let's do it. Let's figure out who you are. Let's collect the information that we have, and you can see that the preferences are even set up. I will call you, you can call me, or I prefer to chat with someone right here. And either thing is going to be seamless and we're going to get you there. And people worry sometimes, well, how are we going to know it's them? Hey, how about you just give me the phone number real quick? Give me the phone number you'll be calling from, just like when you get those outage alerts from Comcast or what have you, and they say, can I call you back at this number? It's just in the opposite direction. And then when they come into the voice AI, now it's, hey, Michael, thanks for calling in. Are you still trying to book at the Holiday Inn Yuma or wherever this is? And How can we help you? And take it from there. But reducing friction while optimizing the human agents is what, again, that engagement capacity gap. We're all spread too thin. And if conversational AI is not, hey, let's just keep everyone from getting to us. It's let's help everyone get to us with the right amount of friction reduced based on those user journeys. And you can see the preference here for these customers. So when they come in that visual IVR, and this is a small sample size, but what is it, like 86% of the time you call me? And so that means, okay, we need to make that a richer experience too. So if we're calling them all day long, what other kind of solutions can we provide along the way? But we know where they want to be. And you can see 94% of the time, we recognize what the intent is, which is great. And then here is, if there's sort of a recognized caller but no next intent, what is, or the next intent, what are they typically calling about? And you can see those different topics. A heavy hitter is chase disambiguation, which is credit card stuff, but use points. And that's it. No longer the Speakeasy logo. So I got 2 minutes left. Any questions about the use case presented, the goodness from IHG? IHG will be speaking on a panel with myself, Intuit. I'll do way less talking. I'm just going to throw questions at them. Walmart, if they wound up making it, I don't know if there's an event organizer here. Walmart, Intuit, IHG, so it's a good one later. And they all have different sort of a kaleidoscope of different conversational AI places that they've been. Yes?
With conversational AI, the cost savings component is a very clear ROI. Do you think there are any places where an automated chat experience actually outperforms an agent experience, not for cost savings, but for the experience of customers?
I do actually, yeah. So and that's why I think this is one that has some, there's one where we have even average handle time. Yeah, this chart here is even beyond automation. How many seconds or minutes did we save based on the use case when we got it over to the live chat agent? Use cases that outperform in general, in hospitality, all of those modify reservation flows, you can just get done more quickly. And it's a really complex conversation flow when you think about all the ways you might want to modify a reservation or talk about it. But the performance on that works better from a CSAT score, from a whatever metric you want to look at with conversational AI compared to a human agent. It's nothing against the human. It's just there's a lot of time spent on trying to figure out if you get right to live chat. Hey, I want to modify a reservation. Now we got to find you, look you up, hang tight. The concurrency might be, well, what's concurrency in chat these days? Anybody knows it? 3? You guys usually doing 2 or 3? There's concurrency. We've all been in that feeling where the human goes away for a while and you're like, wait, are you still there? And really, I just want to change one of the dates in my modify res, and it's not letting me because I used reward points. Well, here, you can knock that out in, I don't know, 20 seconds, because it knows who you are, you're logged in, you're authenticated, it knows what your point balance is, it throws the points right back in when it's done because of the API. So that's a perfect example where that use case, the modify res in digital, is outperforming the human agent. And again, it's a matter of use case approach to deploying and managing and updating these systems. Good question. All right, so I got 30 seconds left. Thank you so much for coming. I hope there was some good snack bites here for you all. Appreciate you. And again, practitioners, don't give up. Keep pushing us. You're doing great work, and I appreciate you so much. Take care, everybody.